Alright, now in this particular problem you're going to see some homework problems that ask you to multiply vertically. And you don't always have to do it the way that the lab is telling you, and I don't actually teach you how to multiply vertically. We're going to multiply with what I call the box method. And the box method uses boxes that are whatever dimensions the equations that you're given are. This one is a 3 by 2, so I need a box that's 3 by 2 or 2 by 3. That means 2 boxes tall by 3 boxes long. Okay, so I need something that's 2 boxes tall by 3 boxes long so that I can rewrite my equation with my numbers in front of the boxes of whatever dimension they are. So this one is 2 long, 2 numbers long, so I'm going to write 3m minus 5 where there's 2 boxes. And then there's 3 boxes up top, so I'm going to write the 3 numbers along up top. And then what I've just created is a multiplication table. Back like when you first learned your times tables in elementary school, you probably saw a multiplication table. And what happens is you take the numbers that are along the sides and multiply it with the rows by the vertical columns. And so when I do that, I get 3m times 3m to the third, which gives me 9m to the fourth. And then I multiply here the negative 3m times the negative 2m squared, which gives me negative 6m to the third. And then I continue to multiply my 3m times my 4, which gives me 12m. And now I multiply the second row by the first column, which gives me 3m to the third times negative 5, which gives me negative 15m to the third. And then I multiply my negative 5 times my negative 2m, which gives me my positive 10m squared. And then I multiply my negative 5 times my 4, which gives me negative 20. Now what I need to do is add my like terms. And like terms in these types of boxes are usually found in your diagonals. So I take my diagonals, looking this way, are usually like terms. Now I say usually because you can already see in the second instance here, this 10m squared is not a like term with the 12m. So like I said, usually those are your like terms. These ones are not like terms the second time around, so we don't add those. But we write all the numbers on the inside of the box out on just one straight line now. So I start with my 9m to the fourth. I write it out first, 9m to the fourth, and I want to do this in descending order. So now I see my like terms here are the negative 15 and the negative 6m to the third. So I go ahead and combine those and get negative 21m to the third. And then I continue to give me descending order, which gives me my 10m squared next. So I say plus 10m squared. And then I have my 12m next, plus 12m. And finally I have negative 20 left in the box. So you do the multiplication of the box, and then you write your answer out on one line in descending order of powers. Now the last multiplication problem I have for you is this one that looks awful. And I just want to show you that this awful problem is actually, it's not as bad as it looks. Basically, this whole 2z plus r thing is really, I could just replace it with like an x. Okay, if I was to write an x there, let me just rewrite the problem. It's really just x plus 1 squared. And we already learned how to do x plus 1 squared. This is my one that there was a little trick to. When you have a binomial squared, you could just square the first number to get x squared, multiply the first and the last to get x, or 1x, and then you double it, so it's 1x, and you double it to get 2x, and then you take your last number and square it to get plus 1, because 1 squared is just 1. So that would be the work. Now, x is not really x for us here. X is 2z plus r. So to get the answer, what I have to do is just replace my x with 2z plus r. So I rewrite this to be 2z plus r squared plus 2 parentheses 2z plus r. and then finally plus 1 at the end. So I do want to actually further simplify, because I can, but hopefully you understand how I got this part, and then I just replaced my x with the 2z plus r. So now that I got to this step, I want to continue to multiply. Notice this is a 2z plus r squared. You would multiply that out, and the second one needs that 2 to get distributed to the 2z and to the r. So I'll do that part first and get 4z plus 2r plus 1. And then I'll go ahead and FOIL this first part, and remember this is still my special FOIL, where I just take my first number and square it. So this will give me 4z squared, because 2z squared gives you 4z squared. And then I multiply the first and the last, so the first and last is 2z times r, which would be 2zr. So I take 2zr and double it, which just gives me 4zr, so plus 4zr. And then you take your last number and square it, so the plus r squared. And for all intents and purposes, we are done. If there were any like terms, I would combine them, but there aren't, so I'll stop. So I just wanted to show you a nice hard example of what it would look like to do FOIL and do your special type of FOIL on this particular problem.